またね。
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Grave, and last Sunday was the premiere of Kamen Rider Revice. Now, this season is exciting me because I started watching Kamen Rider like 14 years ago back in Decade, and right now this is its 32nd season, right? And also its 50th anniversary. Now, this is exciting because I want to see what Revice has going for. Now, the premise of this season is like making deals with demons, like using demons to fight other demons, like on some fucking Pokemon shit. And today we're going to be talking about episode 1. Now, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and while you're at it, my good friend Blazin is helping me edit this video, so go on and check his channel out. Really appreciated. Now, the episode starts off in 1971, which I thought was pretty cool. Another homage to the first Kamen Rider, which started airing in 1971, so I really want to drive home the fact that this is a 50th anniversary season. Alright, so it takes place in South America, where this architect like finds this stamp in the ruins, and for some reason, for some god-forsaken reason, he has the bright idea to stamp his wrist with it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is some dumb shit. Like, if I found some ancient artifact in some ancient ruins, I gotta tell you, the first thing I would do is not anything this guy did. Anyway, he stamps his wrist, and for some reason this monster comes out, this demon, right? Again, it destroys the fucking entire research place. Now, this whole sequence of events kind of reminds me about the beginning of Kuga, right? Where it starts off in some ancient ruins, they start messing with some shit, and monsters come in and just kill them. Again, some dumb shit. They don't know where to quit. Again, it's hammering the fact that this is a 50th anniversary season. You gotta have all those nods to seasons prior, right? I like that. I like that a lot. That we're respecting the history of Kamen Rider, like years before. Now, fast forward 50 years later. Yeah, we get it. At 50 years, you really want to just like punching that in. Like, yeah, it's a 50th anniversary season, right? We find out that the stamp found was actually used to make a contract with demons, as we're suddenly introduced to the main villain faction of this season, the Deadmans. And we got two generals, the green-looking dude, Olteka, and the sombrero-wearing Chad, Julia. But, you know, who gives a fuck about those two? Because I gotta tell you, that girl in the red, Aguilera, dude, she is, you know, she's bad. I think this is what down bad feels like, okay? I am not gonna lie, dude. She is looking fine. And we find out that they're making demons to resurrect like their lord, Gif. Not gonna lie, it's a dumb name. I don't know why you would call yourself Gif, but it's whatever. Anyway, we found out that Deadman takes the hero faction stamps, which honestly, we see that a hero faction organization, Phoenix, had their own set of stamps. Several years ago, Deadman stole them, which explains how the villain faction has their own set of stamps to make demons with. Now, as a countermeasure, Phoenix starts deploying the Revice driver, which is the main belt for this season. And not gonna lie, I do like the belt, but it has a fucking 50 on it. Again, really trying to beat the fact in. This is a 50th anniversary. Alright. They find a candidate that's suitable for the Revice driver. And his name was Igarashi Daiji, right? This sets up this expectation that he's gonna be the main rider. Like, this guy's going to be Revice. This also sets motivation for each faction. Like Deadman, they wanna resurrect Gif. And then Phoenix, they got their stamp stolen. They know Deadman's is gonna fuck shit up. So the only option is to deploy the Revice system, and the only candidate they found that was actually compatible was Daiji. We then cut to like a traditional Japanese bathhouse where we're introduced to our main protagonist of the season, Iki Igarashi. Yeah, you thought Daiji was going to be the main rider. No, it's this guy. This character. He does his job well. Like he cleans very fast. Like he does goof off a bit. He kicks like a leftover bucket into this big pile of other buckets, and he just spreads his arms around, just yells goal. Like I can already tell I kind of like this guy. He's very goofy. He's very on task, and you can see him like really get into his job because he's like in the bathhouse, like washing old man's bags. Like I don't know if I can do that shit. Like why? Overall, a nice character. I can completely vibe with him. You next see him like give a coffee to one of his employees. Like, hey, this is for you. It's on the house. Thank you for your patronage. And you hear something in his ear. Like you're giving this man sugar. You're trying to get this man killed. Like, what's wrong with you? He immediately freaks out. Like, no, stop. Everyone else like looks at him like, yo, are you fucking crazy, man? Like, the talking keeps continuing until he turns around and sees a fucking ghost. And understandably, he freaks the fuck out. So does the ghost too. Like, hey, you can see me? Yeah, I fucking can. Maybe he's just tired. Maybe I'm tired. Understandable. I can have that reaction too. Then it cuts to this Avengers style credit. Like, I like this Avengers-esque credit roll. Like, it really like wants to let you know like this series, Kamen Rider, has history. And honestly, it looks pretty slick. Overall, I did like this scene. It shows that Iki is a hard worker, and for some reason he can communicate with something otherworldly. Iki and his family are starting to have dinner, and this is where we find out that Daiji is getting promoted to captain, like from rookie to captain, never been heard of before. And it's probably because he's going to be the one that uses the Revice driver. And in celebration, they have this potluck. Like, it looks pretty damn good, not gonna lie. And Iki even made this flag, like, to cheer him on, but Iki's like having none of it. And as they're about to eat, Iki's ghost comes out again. It's like, hey, your mom's looking pretty damn good. I'm gonna have a snack. Pushes his mom out of the way to save her, but then he finds out like, dude, my ghost can't even touch anyone. I'm the only one that can see him. Iki then like washes his face in the bathhouse and asks his ghost like, who the hell are you? And the ghost just says, dude, that's a secret. I ain't telling you. And in frustration, he punches his ghost. Doesn't do shit. Daiji comes out in the middle of it, and Iki just pretends he's shadowboxing. Dude, this is actually funny as hell. I was like, dude, I don't want anyone to think I'm crazy. We then have this moment in the bathhouse where Daiji and Iki have this moment. Like, Daiji's asking his brother, dude, why didn't you pursue your dream in soccer? Like, he's into soccer. He has a good leg. That's why we see him having a good kick when he kicks that bucket earlier when he was working in during his job. Iki says, don't worry about me. Focus on your dream. You're doing good. I like this exchange between them because it shows that Iki is willing to put his own wants and needs aside and puts his priorities to his family and to his brother. And I really like that bonding moment they had between them. The next day, there's a celebration, a ceremony for Daiji's promotion to captain. Iki and his family's there. Iki's being the goofiest fucking shit ever, like holding a flag, waving it around. Go Daiji! Daiji's like co-workers, like, is that your family? No, that's not mine. I ain't associated with them. A general and a professor are on stage talking about how Deadman's is a terrorist organization, how we are going to fight them. We are going to protect the people. And this professor guy, dude, he's the funny shit because the guy was taking way too long, pushing it out of the way. He says, yeah, I'm going to take over. We have this Revice driver, right? And we are going to use it to beat their ass. And in the middle of the ceremony, Deadman's attacks. And like 3 main baddies walk out, and dude, this fucking Red Queen, dude, she's looking like, oh my god. He takes a stamp and stamps the floor, and these generic looking demons pop out and start attacking the people. The captain who was on stage takes the driver's like, dude, I'm gonna be the first one to use it. I'm gonna protect people. Puts it on, about to use it to transform, And instead of transforming, he ends up creating his own demon. Daiji grabbing hold of the driver, the professor telling him, hey, this driver is for you. You have to use it. But in like fear, because he just saw his captain, his superior officer, just create a demon. He freezes up in fear, drops the driver and the stamp associated with it, and is about to get ran over by one of the monsters. Iki comes in, tackles him, like saves his life. The ghost inside him coming out telling him who exactly he is. He is the demon living inside him, and tells him in order to save your friends and your family, you have to make a deal with the devil. Take that stamp that was supposed to be used for the driver and stamp yourself with it, letting me go, and I'll beat their ass for you. Now, obviously, this is some kind of trick, because he had some malicious intent in his voice, saying, "Yeah, I'll help you, but you're gonna regret it." Iki, having no other option, takes the stamp and plunges it in his chest, letting go his demon. And the demon, as he said, proceeds to beat the living fuck out of the monsters that are attacking his family. Then he turns around, and remember how during dinner time he wanted to eat the mom? He turns around to his mom, like, I'm gonna eat the fuck out of you. In order to stop him, the professor tells Iki, hey, put on that driver to put a leash on your demon. And without hesitation, Iki puts on the driver. Like, I love that. And how the fucking demon just gets swallowed up. Like, he looked like he was, like, fucking pissed. Like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Then being told, hey, use that stamp and the driver to transform. Getting the gist of it, Iki puts the stamp in his belt, in his driver, and proceeds to transform. And the jingle, I fucking love the jingle, just like, give it a listen. This also gives his demon a form too. Like, their forms are based off of T-Rex. The demon said, yo, hey, I was just joking, but hey, I'll fight with you. And a fight continues to ensue while the opening song of this season plays, Live Devil. Now, I'll put a link in the description or in the time card that will take you to the song. You should give it a listen. I have been listening to it non-stop, and I gotta tell you, I fucking love it. The fight takes it outside, where he's starting to beat the living hell out of the, like, generic demons. Like, one scene, you can see him, like, kick his head into a wall, breaking the wall. Like, holy shit, that fucking soccer leg is doing work. Like, I know it's styrofoam, but Jesus Christ, in the context of the show, that could kill a man. His demon partner having more of a pro wrestler kind of fight style. Like, he would name one of his moves, like, the demon screwdriver. Like, and he would break the fourth wall, which is very, like, unlike any other writer I would see. Like, breaking fourth wall, like, Deadpool style. The rest of the fight is them showing off more of their abilities. Like, Iki can put his stamp on his chest, and his legs turns like some T-Rex legs. He can use, like, jump high or kick real hard. And they get this axe type weapon that the demon what's called the Odin Buster, which I like. I honestly think is a nice name, but you never see an axe weapon really as their main weapon. It's usually a sword or a gun, which I think in this case it's an axe and a gun. So I think it's a nice change of pace, not a sword. So the fight ends with them using their respective rider kicks, and not gonna lie, the zoom in slow-mo at the end of both their rider kicks is just icing on the cake. The episode ends with the professor coming out and saying, thank you, Kamen Rider Revice. Both of them looking at him like, what did you say? And the professor telling, you're Kamen Rider Revi, and you're Kamen Rider Vice. Revi being Iki, Vice being the demon. The demon immediately taking that name and adopting it as his own, so now he's just known as Vice. Iki rejecting the idea of being a Kamen Rider and gives the professor back his driver. This whole episode, we don't find out what the professor's name is, which I'm pretty sure next episode we'll find out. For now, I'll just call him the professor. But no, he declines being a Kamen Rider, saying he already has his own mission to defend his bathhouse, and walks off, leaving the professor hanging. Then cuts to a scene where the Red Queen herself is like looking at a statue of Gift, saying, I want to see you, which is their entire goal, is just resurrecting him. Iki and his family are in the hospital, visiting his mother, who got injured during the whole during the whole attack, and saying, "Mom, don't worry about the bathhouse, just leave it to me." And that ends episode 1. Now, my overall opinion of this episode is very, very high. Like, I like the direction this season is going with the contracts with demons, how Iki has a family to protect. He wants to put them over anything else. The villains and their motivation to resurrect their demon lord Gif. I definitely want to see more of the dynamic between Iki and Vice. Vice in particular, because he loves breaking the fourth wall, and I think there could be some really good moments with that being used. I want to see how this changes the relationship between Iki and Daiji, because the Revice driver was intended for Daiji to begin with, and Iki just took it and used it as his own. So I want to know how that would change their relationship, because I don't know if it's going to be a sour one, like, hey, that was mine, or something along the lines of, yeah, this is meant to be yours. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up for the first episode of Kamen Rider Revice. I am excited to see where this season goes, what characters are going to be introduced, how well the demon aspect is going to be played. Overall, I just want to see the relationship grow between Iki and Vice. If you like what you saw, please be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel to watch more reviews like this. Also, be sure to check out my friend Blazen's channel, Senra Next Anime. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next week.